What's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Today, it's a weekend update with the Bitcoin price chart breaking out above the 200-day moving average. Ethereum continuing its march above the 200-day moving average. And just green all throughout the cryptocurrency market. We've been looking for an imminent explosive surge to come out of the cryptocurrency market, especially for Bitcoin. We ended up getting it. We got right to where we thought we would get to. Now it's time to ditch that 200-day moving average and start talking about the things that are going on. So this is what we've been looking for. We looked for a move to get this far. 2 days ago, I had posted that I speculate that we'll see a $2,500 daily candle on Bitcoin from this range that'll leave the bears in disbelief. Looking for price to get up to about 20,600, 20,700 in a quick move. We ended up doing a live stream for 2 hours, seeing if we would get that continuation. After 1 hour after this was posted, we did get like a $700 candle that broke through. Obviously, as a lot of you guys know, we live streamed waiting for that continuation to happen. It took a while. It ended up taking 32 hours for the whole thing to end up playing out, but we did end up getting it last night. And there's definitely a lot of excitement in the cryptocurrency market. This is kind of where I expect that we will stall out. I posted that over here last night on Twitter saying now that we've gotten the move and the shorts have been liquidated, a pullback in Bitcoin seems in order. If it wants to keep going, by all means, go for it. However, we got the move, the shorts got liquidated, and I'd speculate exhaustion has set in. We'll cover it in a video soon. And so if you remember during the live stream and what I've said in my videos is looking for shorts to actually get liquidated, for there to be a liquidation candle to take place. TXMC had posted over here, nature is healing, shorts get wrecked. And we see over here on Binance, the shorts do finally get taken out going back into December. So it took that kind of that last candle there at the end for the shorts to finally get taken. So we've already experienced the liquidation happen in here, and we've gotten back to the price levels that I've been looking for. So if you think back to what we've been talking about with like inverse price charts, right? And I'm going to ditch this now. We're not going to use that anymore. We've talked a lot about what reversals look like, in particular looking at the reversal from back in 2021 for Bitcoin, how most didn't anticipate that a reversal was happening, but we were looking at it from the inverse perspective in order to remove our biases. And the things that really signified that the reversal was in, it was especially here on December 4th when a liquidation candle came in. So where I put out my video saying, hey, the bear strikes, we're in a bear market for Bitcoin now. Here's how I imagine different scenarios for how the Bitcoin bear could play out. Well, what we just had happen right here is that. So that has happened. Notice where we have gotten back to now. This is kind of the point at which I expect things to kind of chill out in here. Now, I don't think we're going to play out precisely how we did in the past. These things can all vary in style. But what this does signify to me is that was the bottom of Bitcoin, which was difficult at the time to accumulate all of November and December speculating that it was. But I do believe we have now gotten the confirmation it did. I want to say definitely. I can't say definitely on anything, but I do believe it was. I believe that was our good enough confirmation to say, boom, we got it. Looking at it from the other angle, boom, we've gotten it. But it's likely the exhaustion of the move for now. So let's take a look at some other technical indicators on here to see what we're seeing happening underneath the hood as well. And looking over here at the daily RSI, look at this thing over here on the RSI on the daily time frame. We're talking during the whole bear. We are whopping. I mean, look at this thing. It's way out of here. Now, what does that tell you? It tells you it's pretty overheated, right? There's no question about it. It's telling you that it's overheated. But when you're looking at the RSI, you're usually looking at about the 60 level. So that 60 level is usually going to be your resistance level in a bear market, whereas 40 is going to be your support level in a bull market. So as we could see, 60 was our resistance for the last year. We're just really not able to get a clear breakthrough there. This is officially a massive break through the 60. This has not happened in a long time. So doesn't mean it's not overheated and not going to pull back, but it just means we've gotten out of that bearish zone on the RSI, the bearish trend. We've also spent a lot of time talking about Wyckoff accumulation over there in the altcoin market. You can see the Wyckoff accumulation happening here in the RSI over here on Bitcoin. And look at what the weekly RSI has done. Just bullish divergence, and then wham, completely slams itself out of there. So I think more confirmation here on the relative strength to show that was the bottom. And while we did get through the 200-day moving average, I'm not going to have a hard rule on myself to say that it has to hold it now. I'm very excited to see it crack through it. The worry would be that, hey, we touched the 200-day moving average, like we saw happen with the altcoin market back in November, then CZ, Binance, and FTX, boom, rejection. I would be really worried if we hit it and it got rejected by it, but it doesn't seem to pose any type of threat to us of being an actual moving average as it did back here, right? So we got through it. But one thing to think about too is that, when we had this, right, we're talking about the liquidation that took place there on December 4th, we did go right through it. And then we came right back above it and then just waddled between it, right? However, this thing wants to accumulate right in here before moving its way out of here, I'm open to. It's fine. I just wouldn't want to see prices come way down here again. I would fully be okay with them having to pull all the way back to even into the 18,000s, but just definitely not pulling back into the 16s or below 17. But as a hard rule, using that 200-day moving average, it doesn't always have a significant meaning to it. However, sometimes in our downtrends, it does, like we saw back in March and April of 2022, both here on Bitcoin and here in the altcoin market, and even over here in the altcoin market back in November. So since we're getting the structures I've been looking for, we got the big liquidation to take place. We got right back to the price level I was looking for us to get to. I'm also aware that these things can just be volatile after you have that. I'm not going to treat the 200-day moving average as a hard rule that it has to stick the landing on top of it. To each their own and how they want to treat it. A lot of people trade around the 200-day moving average. By all means, you do your thing however you want. But just based on how these things go and how these things can happen, we've seen it before that 200-day moving average can just start getting violated all over the place. So I do have the expectation that is possible. And how this structure is going to move back up is going to be very difficult. Like if I was to just imagine how it would look like on my own, right? And the pure guess, and I'm likely going to be wrong, is that there is going to be consolidation in here. And is it going to be a day? Is it going to be a week? Is it going to be a month? In here, it was a month. Don't know. But after that, finally getting back up into these price levels, and then we do actually have some pausing that takes place in here for quite some time before the really big move actually ends up coming. Now we can look to Ethereum from back in 2018 to see that's not how it did it. Once it finally got that bounce like we've talked about in here, right? And it got that retracement that came in, there was none of that stuff. It just went and went and went and went and went, and then finally it was over and it rolled over. So could this thing get carried away really quickly to just go catch up with the stock market like we saw with the stock market? I mean, it went way back up there really fast. Totally possible. I don't think I'm going to be able to completely accurately predict how this thing can go into a retracement. We can look at past examples, especially for Bitcoin here, to see how that played out. The exact same move on that would be a pullback down to 18,200 to eventually rise to about 24,000 to then ABC back down to 19,000 again before breakout. We can look to XRP. It's the same thing. There was your liquidation, pulls right back down to 18,300, fires its way up. Then ABC's its way back down to 18,300 again, just like so. But I do believe this was the signature marker to say that the bottom of this move is in. Doesn't mean we go off into a new bull run. I stick to everything I've said, retracements. You get to retracements, then we can start like cheering for things to start acting like a bull. But just because we get a reversal off these lows doesn't mean we go straight into bull. And I think a lot of people have their minds really set on black or white. It's either we're in a bull market or we're in a bear market. There's no bullish time periods within a bear or bearish time periods within a bull. It's one or the other. We're either in bull, we're either in bear. And so to get a reversal in here, everybody's saying, so wait, are you saying that we're in a bull market right now? No, not necessarily. It just means we've gone down, 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 and that there deserves to be a rally because sentiment is so far. I conducted a poll up here. 67% of people believe that we're going to $100,000. I conduct a poll down here. 64% of people think we're going to $12,000. So the market is lopsided. Money is sitting in cash. It's time to draw all that money back in and see, where does sentiment go crazy at? Where do the bears capitulate at? Mind you, a lot of people still think this is a disbelief rally, and they don't think it's a disbelief rally. A disbelief rally actually means it's just people in denial of the rally. But then there becomes a point where they are no longer in disbelief and they become in belief of the rally. So where is the moment where everybody becomes in belief of the rally? And so we'll conduct polls along the way back up and try to figure out when do we get to the point where everybody thinks the bottom is in? Because right now it certainly isn't like that. But of course, the thing that interests me the most heading into this time period is the altcoin market. That's what I care about. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. I mentioned that I did even buy Solana during all this chaos down in here. My average price was about $13 for Solana on this Solana that I did accumulate. I got some up here in the 14s. I got some in the 13s. The lowest buy I got was for $9.95. That was about 20% of the Solana that I got. I got for just under 10. I did miss these. I was like, oh, geez, I have made a poor decision. But it did reverse. Now we are at the point where I am starting to take some of that profit. I am taking some of that off the table for Solana to reduce my risk on Solana in particular. But absolutely bullish craziness happening over here in Solana, up a whopping 188% off the lows, even exceeding 200% off of the lows. I have pointed to that Solana's fall was very similar to what we saw happen over there with Ethereum back in 2018. People could not believe that could actually happen to Ethereum. But my thought processes have been, you know what? I think we're doing the same thing. I think people think Solana is dead. I've been watching those Twitter spaces, all these people. There's a ton of people in Solana. It just didn't feel dead to me. And structurally, we had done precisely what the bottom of Ethereum did. Now, as we've got a nice big bounce coming in here in Solana, now it's time for me to say, okay, I don't know if this thing is dead or not. Technically, we got all the good things we're looking for. It's the biggest rally here. But we've gotten to a point now where it's like, okay, I'm going to take some off the table because this is where I can really kind of just let the rest ride. But of course, it's not just Solana that we're seeing bounce. We're actually seeing Near over here making a pretty decent bounce. It's up 78% off the lows, at some point being 85%. Dot is making a bounce, so Polkadot. And the thing is, you look at the technicals of these things, right? This is bear market RSI happening in here, right? We are seeing behavioral changes happening in here in the market. They're very optimistic. And I don't talk much about Dot, but I've been following this because it looks just like what both Ethereum Classic's fall and what Cardano's fall looked like back in 2018. Not advising to go buy this. I bought some of this, but I am definitely not rehearsed enough on Polkadot to be an expert on it and to explain to you all the wonderful things about it. But you can definitely see the technical changes happening in here of this entire time period and what's going on in here. And it doesn't mean it's not overheated and there's not going to be a pullback. But what it's showing you is the technicals are changing and this thing has flipped out of bear market RSI. Same goes for Avalanche, which of course we all heard, partnership with Amazon. How about that? Nice timing for that to all occur. We can see Avalanche sets new high here on RSI during this time period. And of course, Ethereum, right? So the technicals, even throughout the altcoin market, are signifying escaping behavior happening in here on the altcoin market. And this is exactly what we've been looking for and talking about since June. A Wyckoff accumulation happening in here. We've gotten through it. We've gotten the March, pausing, but man, looking for it to keep going. If this is true, it'll just keep on marching, but the real pause out kind of starts up in here, which is like we were talking about with Bitcoin, more so after it has another push up higher, that a longer kind of pause takes place in here, which is very similar to what we saw happen over here. So I don't know, man. I'm bull. I mean, that's just what it is. It's not, I don't know. I'm bull. It feels good to be bull. I have no shame in it. Twitter would love to shame me. Say, how dare you? Don't you understand? This has happened a million times. It's not going to happen this time. Baloney. Call me the blockchain backer bull. Because we just spent months on end. And I'm telling you, as a content creator, not exactly fun. Months on end watching this structure in particular happen. And then it does follow through to precisely where we wanted it to go. Ladies and gentlemen, that was perfect. These are the things we look for in reversals. So It is a big celebration to see all of that come out of there, but we know a lot of excitement hits the market. We know that this thing, based on each circumstance we look at, there's pullbacks that happen in here. So I'm fully prepared. Those are the things that typically happen in here. The celebration is, for me, is not being like, hey, look, we've got green. Yay, we're going to moon. It is that we've watched 2 months of this, talking about Wyckoff accumulation, talking about working to the top of the range, a big butt fall, working sideways, and then eventually we go quickly through the top. These are all the great things. And then even all the RSIs on like every asset out there shows the same story. That was the big moment happening in there. This is an escape of bearish RSI into bullish RSI. Definitely overbought RSI, no doubt about it, overbought RSI, but escape from bear. So super excited, looking forward to next week, really diving into this a whole lot more. But man, can you believe it? We did it. So 2023 has been great. I don't know about you. 2023, rock and roll, man. The lucky charm of hoo-hoo has come to the rescue. So I hope that you guys are having a great weekend. I'll go ahead and start wrapping this thing up. I played some of the NFT stuff at the beginning of the video and then never talked about it again. If you like that artwork, if you want to support that artwork, those are available over here at onxrp.com, over here at the NFT marketplace. Just click through here a couple of times till you get to a blockchain backer, explore, and then right here, mint on Launchpad. Connect your Zum wallet and see which ones are available. Some of them are sold out. The event, the one that I showed, that one is sold out. But there's several in here that are available. I'll also be adding another segment to the newsletter this weekend. So if you're interested in my premium newsletter, that will be released again. The first one of 2023 will be released by tomorrow night. Links to both of those are in the description of this video. Otherwise, I hope that you guys are having a fantastic weekend. I'm pretty sure crypto is probably giving us all a chance to go outside and touch grass and enjoy life for a minute and not think about crypto now. So go enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll catch you guys on Monday. Thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor, but if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.